Hey guys, what's up? It's Chris here in a unusual setting. I haven't been in this setting since the live streams. I miss those live streams. We'll have to get back to those at some point. But I'm not here to reminisce about the times of the pandemic with you guys. I'm here to talk to you about the Insta360 ONE X2. A gray shirt and a gray device probably wasn't my best choice. But it is Krispy merch available on Krispy.store. Now, you guys may have heard about Insta360 before. I reached out to them when I saw this camera come out, and the one in the background, you guys can kind of see, it's a little small, little Tic Tac case right over there. We'll talk about that in an upcoming video. I was really interested in that. But they asked if I was interested in also playing with the ONE X2. The ONE X2 is Insta360's latest and greatest 360-degree camera. Now, I'll be honest, a few years ago when 360 cameras were starting to become more consumer friendly, and YouTube just started making 360 players, and websites just started adapting to 360 video, I was kind of a little bit of a hater. I was like, that quality isn't good. That quality is never going to be good enough to fit into one of my videos. It's going to stand out like a sore thumb. This isn't something that is practical for me. It's going to be a lot of programming and back-end coding and a bunch of stuff like that. And so off the bat, I was never really interested in a 360 camera until Insta360 got their stuff together and made a camera like this, the ONE X2, and I'm actually really impressed. Now, as you guys know, I shoot on a bunch of different cameras. I'm shooting this on my A7S II. I shoot on the red Gemini back there. There's some Super 8 cameras, my little Sony point and shoot. We shoot on a bunch of different cameras here on this channel. None of those cameras out of the box having the capability to do 360 footage. If you're new, 360 footage, 2 cameras, 2 lenses, they see everything. You could shoot anything and everything at one time. Now, I'm not going to go too crazy in depth on the details on this review. I do have to also say that Insta360 provided me with this camera full review, so I just want to make that clear. I do have some pros and cons to this I'll get to you guys about, but they did provide this for review. I want to talk to you guys about this camera for my personal uses and how I think it might come in handy with some of you guys. That all takes place and revolves around filming cars. Now, I know you guys have seen those weird looking GTA style shots that you think, how the heck did they get that perspective of the car, and the camera looks like it's floating behind the car. You've seen probably that Ferrari F40 shot shooting flames down the highway. It looks like it's in a video game. The perspective is way floating behind the car. Is there a drone following the car really fast? Is there a camera guy reaching out the front? Is there a big expensive camera arm with a big expensive camera really close to the car the whole time maintaining distance? No, it's shot on something like this. It's shot on something like this 360 camera here from Insta360. I'm going to stop saying Insta360. How many times have I said that already? Probably a lot. There's probably counters in the comments already. Sorry. I know I said I'm not going to go crazy. I want to give you a quick rundown, though, so you get the basics and understand what this camera is all about. Now, obviously, again, it's a 360 camera. You could shoot 360 degrees. There is a little bit of a blind spot directly down, which allows for some of the cool factors, like their invisible selfie stick. You guys can see I have a few back here of their selfie sticks, one really, really long one and 2 shorter ones that are cool, that come in handy with shooting different angles on cars, which we'll get to in a second. But this camera mainly shoots in 5.7K at 24 frames per second, 25 frames per second, and 30 frames per second. You could also go down a little bit to 4K, shoot at 50 frames per second or 30 frames per second. And you could also shoot at 3K at 100 frames per second if you're looking to slow down your footage. You could take awesome photos with this as well, some cool panoramic photos with some of their in-app tools, but we're not really going to worry about that too much with our use. This camera is waterproof up to 33 feet. You can go even deeper with the case. The stitching gets a little bit more difficult underwater without one of those cases and whatnot, but how much, we're not really shooting a lot of cars underwater, hopefully. The battery life in this thing is great. The battery pops out of this little side compartment over here. It is a 1630 milliamp hour battery. It's chargeable by USB-C, and you could also use that to transfer footage if you want. There's a little USB-C port here on the side that clips back into place. And all of these ports that you're opening and closing are all watertight and water sealed. You could see a nice little seal, a little ring, a little gasket, O-ring, shall we say, around the battery as well. This little blue area you guys can see here in this clip. That is part of the water sealing for the ONE X2. It's a 360 camera, so you never know which direction you might choose to film from. So this camera has spatial audio. It has 4 microphones to capture whatever angle you happen to be filming at or recording from or editing to. It has some crazy good built-in stabilization. You could lock the horizon like with their other smaller cameras. I'll talk about again the Go 2. I'll talk about that in another video, but it has crazy cool stabilization where you could lock the horizon. If the camera spins, the camera will just stay locked in on that horizon level no matter what the camera itself is doing. And it has great built-in stabilization. It has 6-axis stabilization. You'll see that in some of the footage that I'm showing you guys here, when the selfie sticks are protruding far off the cars that we're filming and it's bouncing up and down a little bit, you can barely even tell. It's got an awesome app for your phone, and it's got an awesome editing software on your computer that you guys can download that's pretty easy to use once you get the hang of it. At first, there's a lot of buttons and things to click on the app on the home screen of the app and in the editor on the app as well. But it's nice for live viewing. You could scroll around and see what exactly your 360 image looks like within the app. You can record. You can go into their shot lab, do things like a clone trail. You can do freeze frame, dolly zoom, stop motion, fly through. I'm reading off my notes here. With their Deep Track 2.0 and their tracking in the software, you could track an individual subject, whether that be a car or yourself or an animal or an object in general. You could track that and the camera will stay locked on that in your post while you're editing. And basically, to sum everything up, it's a great pull out of your pocket, press record, and shoot. Maybe you want to shoot what's behind you, maybe you want to shoot what's in front of you, or maybe you want to use that footage of what's in front or behind you or to the side of you, and you don't know later. Just take it out and just start shooting. Because in post, you could choose to see whatever you want to see because it is capturing everything. One thing I do want to mention is I have 2 of their cameras here, and when they're both close to the app, to my iPhone, when I'm using the app, it sometimes doesn't know which one to connect to, and it connects to the one I don't want it to connect to. So that's a little bit of a flaw. Maybe totally powering down the other one and moving it far away could be a solution, but it's always been trying to connect to one or the other one I'm trying to connect to. It gets a little confusing there sometimes. It's one of the little downfalls. I have on the lens guards, so the camera will look a little bit, where's the focus? The camera will look a little bit different once you guys get it than mine does right now. I do have the lens guards on either side because I know it was going to be out there in the elements a lot. I did not want to risk scratching the exterior lenses, so I did put on the lens guard kit that they do sell as well. If you want to be even more protective, you could throw on the lens cap that they sell. It's a little rubberized protective cap that goes right over top there, and also clears the lens guards, which is really nice. But I found myself just using the included case that comes with it, putting the lens in first, and then covering it, keeping it protected like that. It doesn't fit in there with the lens cap, or the plastic silicone lens cap in there. So I just carry it around like this in my backpack, and it takes up minimal space. Like, look, it fits in my hand right here, and it fits in your pocket just well. It takes up very minimal space. All right, so let's get to why you guys are here. How do you get that crazy cool angle that is that GTA perspective or that video game IRL style perspective when you're shooting cars? Now, a lot of you guys out there are car filmmakers, that you film cars for fun, you film cars for a living. How do you get that cool, crazy rear POV shot without some expensive camera gear, an expensive crane or jib or whatever you guys think you might need? Again, it's this little guy right here. Now I'm going to throw here on the screen while I talk for a little bit some content that we captured for clients, for behind the scenes footage, and some just for fun. So it's really easy to achieve that look. You grab the Inst360 ONE X2 and you grab one of their invisible selfie sticks, and you will also need one more thing, and that is one of their suction cups that they sell that look like this, with a tripod thread on the mount, a 1/4-20 tripod thread there on the mount, or you can get a little bit of a bigger one. You guys can see this is the one they sell. This is the one I use for my triangulation kit for my camera car stuff, and I have just like a little head on here with a 1/4-20 regular tripod screw in here, and you put your camera on the selfie stick, and then you put the selfie stick on the tripod mount, and then the suction cup to the car or to the wing or to the hood or to the windshield or to the rear windscreen, whatever you guys want to put it on. Press record and go. It's that simple. Now, yes, you do want to be safe. You do want to monitor it. You know, it will wobble around a lot. That wobbling is really taken out with the stabilization built into the camera, which is amazing. And you can see that when you're playing around with the camera in the software. You want to go ahead and make sure the angle that the camera is at will capture a good range of the car. You want to make sure it's not too high and up and over the car and just shooting the top of the car. You want to make sure that's not down too low and you're just getting exhaust. You want to try to get that good angle that's right in the middle where you are capturing like a top down 3/4 of the car. You get a little bit of exhaust, you get a little bit of the back of the car, and you get a little bit of the top of the car as well. That way you get that perspective of seeing an entire car there, not just part of a car or the top of a car or mostly road. You get that perfect angle where you see the whole perspective of the car, where you see the leading line to the road, and you see the road below you as well. Kind of mimics that video game look just right. Now, the little suction cup that they have and that they sent me is okay. I don't think this is, I don't know. I don't know if I want to trust this one or not. It is a small, maybe at slower speeds, but with some of the stuff that we're doing, we want to send the car at a little bit higher speed to make it more realistic. So I use my suction cup that's a little bit more heavy duty and has a more of a secure head on it right here. This is just a head off of a Joby Gorilla Pod, but it's any like 360 ball head or something like that would come in handy here. The good thing about theirs that they send over those, it's very manipulable and you can move it, malleable, manipulable. one of those words, and you can move it around to get whatever angle you want. And if you want to get the steadiest possible way, I would even put in another suction cup and somehow triangulate this, so you have one at the bottom here and one on the car, so that way you get a little bit of support somewhere along the selfie stick while you're shooting those shots. I haven't done that yet. All these shots you guys are seeing right now have been with one singular suction cup and either the super long selfie stick or the medium range selfie stick that we have here. Look at, oh wow, I almost smacked the camera. Look at that. So it's been with one of these two, and it's done pretty well. I'd love to figure out a way to get it a little more stabilized by getting another suction cup in there and kind of triangulating my more support. We've ran this on some cars like a Subaru 22B that you guys can see right here, just to get a cool perspective driving through the mountains. We even put this on the back of a Supra during one of my friend's gigs, going 144 miles per hour, and it still captured the clip, and it showed BTS of our camera arm in motion. And that was so cool to see, that just that perspective that this camera can give you with the selfie stick that you really can't get any other way than with one of these cameras, with the ONE X2. You can see here, driving around without the suction cup, you don't really notice the pole at all, because below this, they are marketed as an invisible selfie stick, but there's a blind spot below 360 cameras that they can't see directly below them. So that's why anything directly below them, like a selfie stick, will become invisible. And here you guys can see us driving around the Adam LZ compound with just the selfie stick out the window. And the only thing that you can notice is maybe my hand at the bottom and that the window's open. Otherwise, you have no idea where this perspective is coming from. Yes, in some of these shots, you see the suction cup, right? So that's the downside. You would be able to see at the bottom the suction cup all the way. Maybe this might hide and the pole will hide all the way down there, but at the bottom of it all, you're gonna see the suction cup on the car. And getting a black suction cup, putting on a black windshield or a black car will help you a lot, but you will probably still see it. Now, yes, I'll put an example here. You could take the time and you could rotoscope out the suction cup frame by frame and have it never be noticeable. My friend Vince did that in one of his videos with a 360 camera. I'll see if I can grab a clip or a screenshot of that and throw it in here in the video, so you really get that video game IRL perspective, and someone is left totally bewildered then or amazed at how you got that shot, because there's no pole, there's no suction cup, there's nothing. So if you really want to put the time in, you could do that with a camera just like this. And I think that's where this camera is going to find its niche in this automotive community and in my videos. I think I'm going to get better and better at using this camera and figuring out ways to different places to mount it, different perspectives to put it. I used this at the Clean Culture show when they were doing the burnouts. I put my camera down, I put this on the selfie stick that I have here in my hand, the medium-sized selfie stick, and I was able to like stick it in cars and getting people's perspective of them smiling and laughing during a burnout. I put this camera with the lens guards right over the top of a tire doing a burnout, and I pulled out so it kind of looked like a drone shot when I didn't have a drone, because as I'm pulling the camera back in their app on the computer, I also zoomed out the camera. So not only am I moving the stick and the camera farther away, I'm also zooming out at the same time. So it gets that drone-like perspective where you're flying away really fast. Meanwhile, it's just me doing a windshield wiper or some sort of fan move with the camera at the end of the day. There's so many cool possibilities you guys can get with this, I think, in this automotive community. You could put it not on the wing or the rear of a car like you've seen in most of the shots that we do, whether it's with drifting or whether it's on track or off track or for fun, or on a 144 mile per hour Toyota Supra. I think maybe you could put this next to your wheel or on the windshield. A perspective that I've been dying to get that I haven't been able to do just yet is to use this as almost like a dash cam, to use the ONE X2 almost as if you're a vlogger, or if you're vlogging or getting behind the scenes of you operating your camera car, or if you want to just talk to your audience, but also film the road at the same time. Now, if I put this on the hood of a car, I could get the road down below. If I put it on the hood of the car, I could get the windscreen as well, because of 360. I could get shots of the trees going by for B-roll. So with one run up and down a road of a car while you guys are shooting it, and you're putting this in one perspective or at one point on that car, you could get 4 different perspectives: the road, the windscreen, seeing the driver through the windscreen, and B-roll of the trees. All you got 3 shots right there, right? 1, 2, 3 shots of one take of this car, just by using this one singular camera, whereas normally you'd have to go and run that shot multiple times. take your cameras off a suction cup, off a triangulation suction cup, off the hood of a car, turn it, turn it, turn it. Do that 3 different times. If you don't have the time, if you don't have the budget for all that gear, something like this Insta360 ONE X2 is going to be a great investment for you guys, I think. And again, I can't stress how cool that IRL video game shot is. Like I said, it's so simple to do that in real life, and I think that's why a lot of you guys are going to be interested in this. That's why I think a lot of you guys are going to watch this review, is to figure out how the heck did he get those shots in these videos that we're about to see that they're going to be coming out soon, and maybe in some that have already come out. How did he get those really cool rear perspective IRL video game shots? How did he do those? That looks so cool, so fake. It's not fake. It's with this camera, and it's with the selfie stick and a suction cup just like this. Super easy to achieve, super simple. They make it so easy with their application as well on the iPhone and on the computer. This is the key, guys. I haven't really found anything I haven't liked about this camera, other than the app sometimes having a little bit too much going on, and it connecting to multiple of the Insta360 cameras that I have. Sometimes it gets a little bit of annoying there, and trying to play, start, and stop a clip sometimes in the app sometimes gets a little cumbersome. It doesn't know whether I want to play or whether I'm just trying to move the clip around in the 360-degree space. Sometimes that's annoying. Their editing program was a little bit hard to get used to, but now that I've done it like 3 or 4 times, I've gotten really used to it. The touchscreen as well on here sometimes can be a little bit finicky if I'm trying to just wake up the camera. It's kind of hard to just wake up the camera. It falls asleep really quick, but I could just obviously change that in a setting. I don't want the voice control on. There's a voice control option. I don't want somebody to be able to control my camera accidentally or on purpose, so I have that turned off. The USB-C door. The USB-C door and the battery door are different. This one uses like metal clips to close and open. This one uses like plastic clips to close and open, so it doesn't feel as secure. I know it is, and I know it's waterproof up to 33 feet or 10 meters, I think, for you other people. But it doesn't feel as good as the battery door. You know, I wish this one also had metal clips and was made kind of the same way that the, see, it's popping out right there. Stay. The way the this one was, that gives me more confidence in that it's waterproof. But other than that, this camera's been amazing. I'm going to use it more in upcoming videos. I'm excited to use it more in upcoming videos. I'm excited to show you guys some really cool 360 perspectives, some bird's eye view perspectives, and I hope you enjoyed the examples that you guys saw in this video. Some of them are going to be in upcoming films and vlogs and BTS videos, so be on the lookout for those full videos if you guys are interested. Again, thank you to Insta360. Check out Krispy.store. Links in the description to check out all the Insta360 products you guys have seen in this video. They are also holding a sale as this video goes live right now. There is a sale going on their website right now. Whether you're watching this in the future, there may still be one. So go check out their website right now. Links in the video description if you want to get your hands on one of these for the summer. It's definitely going to be something that's going to be make great use and space in your camera bag. Go check it out, guys. The Insta360 ONE X2. Thank you, Insta, and hopefully this answers some of your guys' questions on how I've been getting those shots. Yeah, catch you guys all in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace. All right, let's hope it comes back. Please don't go fast. Tom, thoughts on it coming back on or not?
I mean, there may be a couple scratches.
Hey, it made it. No, it's probably a little bit wobbly, but like stabilization?
No scratches.
Easy.